What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back in another video, and today we're coming back at you with another mock the mock. It's been a minute since I made a video. School's been crazy, but I appreciate y'all's patience. Y'all been doing a great job at giving me some love and some patience. I appreciate it 100%. But I'm returning the favor with some more videos coming up soon. Starting off with this one, the mock on 2022 Jordan Reid 2.0 mocked up for TDN. They come out every Wednesday. We do a video every Wednesday. So enjoy it. Let's have fun. It's going to be a little bit later of an upload. As you can see, yes, it is late here. I do like to make videos and edit them and be able to give it to you guys as soon as possible. Ain't none of this pre-scheduling BS because y'all deserve the newest and the freshest. So start off with number one overall pick, Lions gang KT. I don't dislike it at all. It's a pretty straightforward pick. The top guys in this draft are the top guys in this draft. There's not really much fluctuation after like the first 8. So big fan of KT here to the Lions. Again, I think their offensive line is good. Their defensive line still progressing. This is a great piece to be able to win in those trenches. Then you can develop your defense later on. Number one pick, you got to get the highest WAR at this one. Wins above replacement. KT probably is going to be the highest WAR player in the draft. Number 2, Jets getting Derek Stingley. Extremely high ceiling player, but I just don't know if he's worth that number 2 overall pick. So I think that Derek Stingley is an unbelievable corner. Do not get me wrong, but I think the talent of the corners in this class are so good that your second pick might just be able to snag one of these top dudes, and you can get more of a generational style talent in Kyle Hamilton, which I think is the correct pick, or Evan Neal, which I also think would be a correct pick. It just really depends on what you want. I think honestly Evan Neal is a better pick. After I just contradicted myself, right? But Evan Neal on the right side of the line would just be it would be perfect. I'd love it. Regardless, one of those two players, generational style talents. Derek Stingley is one of those where he's a borderline generational talent. He just has shown that he does have some holes in his game, but that's okay because again, everybody has a few holes in their game. Just because you can let up a little bit here and there, as long as you end up coming back to your true form in the NFL, that's all we care about. At the end of the day, when you get drafted, your college career doesn't matter. You're day one in the NFL, you've done absolutely nothing. Derek Stingley has the pieces and the foundation to become an all-star top 5 corner in the NFL. Next, Jags getting Kyle Hamilton. I honestly cannot complain about this pick. I just think the offensive line needs to be better. I really do. So again, there's I think the WAR would be best for wins by replacement would be best for an offensive tackle. I can't complain about Kyle Hamilton though, especially since they just lost one of their first round DBs and CJ Henderson to the Panthers. So I really don't understand that. Regardless, there is now a hole there. So Kyle Hamilton can probably fill that. Texans, Malik Willis, first quarterback off the board. I would not complain. Wouldn't. I would take honestly Evan Neal here personally, but I cannot complain that the Texans think that Malik Willis is their future. If he is a Deshaun Watson, he honestly kind of reminds me of Deshaun when I watch him play. His play style is very similar in my opinion. I watch him play and I'm like, dude, that guy looks the way Deshaun Watson did when he was playing. So big fan of the potential for Malik Willis. He arguably could be the number 1 quarterback in this class, especially after we've had some time to look at it. Malik Willis, 100% could be the perfect fit here. Very mobile, is able to mitigate some of those issues with maybe the line being not so great. Opens up a lot of new game plans when it comes to being able to do like certain like options and stuff like that. Do love the potential of Malik Willis. I would not complain if at number 4 the Texans take him there. Just at number 1, it is hard to deny when you have those elite talents. I do still love the idea of getting Evan Neal here, though. I have to put that in there. Where's the Bengals strike a perfect pick with Evan Neal? I would cry as a Steelers fan, but as a draft fan, I would cry for a different reason because this is an excellent, perfect pick. Number 6, Falcons getting Sam Howell. I think this is a personal opinion. Given how Matt Ryan is more of a game manager, I think the perfect fit is, since they're not really, they don't need to move on from Matt Ryan immediately. They do have 2 years left on the contract. I think the best way to go about this is getting a quarterback that's risky. Matt Corral is my guy on the board right now. I think that if he is able to learn from Matt Ryan on honing down on the interceptions or being able to get the right mentality when you throw an interception, not to continue making those same mistakes and becoming a negative cyclical cycle. That's a cyclical and cycle are the same thing. Regardless, I think that would be the highest upside. Sam Howell is a great quarterback. I think that his team lets him down quite a bit. I just think that Matt Corral has that high ceiling, and he is just so awesome. I also am a little bit biased, former Oaks Christian Lion, but I just think that the potential is unbelievable. We're going to see this weekend on Saturday. I'm excited to see how Matt plays against Bama. I am excited to see that. Next, Drake Jackson. He's actually been playing PFF-wise not too shabby this season. It still doesn't matter. The only reason that, he has 6 pressures on the season, if not mistaken, for this last week against Oregon State. But, guys, it's against Oregon State. Like, when it matters, this guy does not show up. I don't get it. I appreciate his 8.2% missed tackle rate this year. That's great. I love the fact that he doesn't miss tackles. But damn, at number 7, you have to be lighting it up. There's no reason why Drake Jackson should be taking over Aiden Hutchinson. Zero reason. This dude has shown nothing compared to what Aiden Hutchinson has shown. Don't get it at all. I'm excited to see how Drake Jackson progresses this year and continues to develop over a long season. That's something I'm very excited to see because I want Drake Jackson to be great. It just pisses me off when people take him over guys who actually deserve this spot and have actually earned this spot. Giants taking Drake Jackson would be ridiculous. Also, again, I really don't understand the entire point of continuing to take edge after edge after edge. They got Azeez Ojulari. Take some time in developing these guys. This defensive front is not bad at all. Granted, they lost Delvin Tomlinson and BJ Hill, if I'm not mistaken, but still, there's a lot to like about this team, especially on the defense. They just need to come together and piece together. I think linebacker, if they wanted to trade back and get a linebacker, that might be a good move. But getting edge at 7, not really my piece of cake. Next, Andrew Booth. I think that's an excellent fit. I love the athletic upside there. You could talk about Kyer Elam there as well as a great fit. Any of these corners, any of the Gardner, Elam, Booths, perfect fits. I love it. Even McDuffie's a really good fit. Hell, you can even throw Kendrick in there as a later first-round pick. There's a lot to like about what goes on here. Andrew Booth, great pick. Giants getting Kenyon Green. Am I agreeing with this draft? Yes. Kenyon Green actually got moved back into guard. That's not a very good sign for him in the NFL. That might drop his stock a little bit. Because I was like, you know what? He has tackle potential. If he's getting put back at guard for Texas A&M, granted, there could be some injuries in there that makes him move back to a guard. Then that concerns me a little bit because his value as a tackle is much higher. But now he's a legitimate guard only. It makes me a little bit more concerned with him at 9. But I'm pretty sure this was probably made a little bit before. Well, I don't know. I still think that Kenyon Green's a solid ass pick there. You build the offensive line. I will never disagree with you. Maybe on the player, but Kenyon Green is the best guard right now on the board. It doesn't make sense. You're 100% right if you're saying Gettleman or whoever's drafting is not really going to be into the smaller dudes like the Tyler Linderbaums. This is very much a hulking team. That's why they got Eric Flowers. We don't need to go back in fear over Eric Flowers, but the idea with Eric Flowers was great. At that time, he was a very solid prospect. Kenyon Green's another big ass dude. So it fits what they're looking for. A bigger dude who can actually control. Not really up to this athleticism that Tyler Linderbaum has. Regardless, Kenyon Green, solid pick. Next, Matt Corral to Washington. I know you guys don't want another crazy arm quarterback. Matt Corral is so damn good. He is. There's a lot. The problem is his negatives. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me in saying how good Matt Corral could be. He has the highest potential of any of these quarterbacks in the class. Excellent arm strength, excellent speed, and he has great ball placement. There's a lot to like about Matt. Again, it's that mentality when he just starts making mistakes and he starts going into that negative cycle that goes downhill. So there is a lot to be concerned with there. However, we can't say that he hasn't progressed into this top number 1 quarterback tier this year. We haven't seen him do anything terrible. Knock on wood that continues because I would love to see Matt be an amazing, successful quarterback. But still, I can understand if you guys are looking for a more stable quarterback there. However, given the quarterbacks that were taken, It's either him or Rattler, and I'm pretty sure I'd rather go Corral than a guy who's getting pretty much booed and getting chanted for bench. Just saying. Kyrie Elam to the Vikings. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Perfect. What they need. Their secondary needs help, and Kyrie Elam is magnificent on that squad. Love it. Panthers getting DeMarvin Leal, a guy who should have honestly went. If you want to go off defensive front, you might as well just go that at that point. It could have even went here to the Falcons. There's a lot of places where I would have looked at DeMarvin Leal, but Panthers get another damn steal. I don't get it, but Panthers are doing great. I love DeMarvin Leal, top 5, top 4 player in the class. Colts getting Darian Kennard. I don't like it that much because again, I understand why TDN, I understand that TDN is very high on him. So I got to take it from that point of view. With that being said, I don't think there's going to be enough value in Kennard actually being a left tackle. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a right tackle over at Kentucky. So he does profile better as a guard because he is very raw in his pass sets, very, very raw in his mechanics there. He's a monster on the ground. Monster. He is undeniably an amazing talent. It's just I'm really, really unsure if you want to go Darian Kennard as a tackle replacement for Eric Fisher. That is a ballsy ass move. And I think that's a very bad move. This is the first pick where I really disagree, heavily disagree with the pick. It's just, I understand what they're going for. They think that he could be a tackle. But, man, that's really high, especially if you're not putting him into that guard role immediately. Eagles getting Aiden Hutchinson. He's such a beast. I guess it's okay. I just don't really think – I think there's bigger holes on the defense right now. What did they start off doing? They went after Andrew Booth. So good. I think that safety is another really good realm to go after. Edge is certainly one as well. But linebacker, safety, most of the defense needs help. I think there's enough edge depth to where you don't need it. But Aiden Hutchinson at that spot is actually pretty damn solid. Next, Adam Anderson to the Chargers. He's pretty damn light. So if he's going to try to go into a Melvin Ingram type role, who's I believe around 260, it's going to be a little bit of an awkward fit. However, and even with a Staley defense, I just think that he's way too light for that type of defense. Really intrigued on seeing how he's going to be used in that type of defense. But Adam Anderson is an unbelievable talent. I love him so much. He's just Azeez Ojulari and boosted everywhere. Big fan of Adam Anderson. Jordan Davis to the Raiders. I don't know what's up with TDN loving Jordan Davis to the Raiders. Seems like it could be a Raiders pick, but I don't think you go an interior defensive lineman at this spot. I really don't. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to just say the Raiders are going to be stupid. Might be fair. But still, Raiders getting Jordan Davis, not a huge fan of the value. So we're starting to wean off the picks here. Chris Olave to the Patriots, great pick. Carson Strong to the Steelers. Man, Spencer Rattler's falling far, isn't he? But it seems like a Steelers pick. I'm not that big of a fan of Carson Strong. I think he's a bit overhyped right now. But, the Steelers, you can't get much worse than what we have. So, I'd be intrigued. I'd appreciate the Steelers try. There. See? There you go. Broncos getting George Karlaftis. Why? He's amazing, but amazing potential there. But I just don't really understand the need to get another linebacker. Another edge. You should be going after a linebacker, a lineman. Sean Ryan would be a great addition to this team because he can play guard too. I think that this is a pretty big whiff on a pick because I think you're wasting Karlaftis' talent on a team that really isn't desperate for an edge, maybe edge depth. Kind of weird for me. Saints Spencer Rattler, that'd be a really good pick, given how far he's fallen. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, Spencer Rattler. I have a weird feeling he's going to return because next year's class is not good, not really good at all. So I think Spencer Rattler will be probably the number 1 quarterback in the 2024 or 2023 draft. So next, Kingsley and Nagbear. Well, I think there's better fits like Nick Benito there, but I appreciate the idea of going edge for the Titans. They definitely need to do that. Their edge they've shown the cards. They're trying to spend a lot of money on guys who are okay, or guys who are like kind of like the Robin to a Batman. And they're obviously showing that they're not actually a number one edge. So Kingsley Nagbear, I could see being a guy who'd be a really good, solid edge player. Not that big of a fan of him, to be honest. I don't think he's a first-round talent. Regardless, still pretty solid. Cowboys going Linderbaum. That's an excellent steal. Excellent steal. A big fan of him. And you know what? If he's able to add to this Cowboys offensive front, dude, that's great. That's how you're going to win Super Bowls. You have a great offense. If you're able to run the ball the way they were against the Eagles, you're going to be able to go far, if not all the way. Like, you don't need that great of a defense if you can just chug the freaking clock down and be able to run it down their throats into the end zone. Like, that's all you need, not to mention the fact that Dak is lighting it up. I never thought that Dak could come back from that injury and be as good as he was before. But cheers to him for that. I mean, this Cowboys offense is unbelievable. And adding extra linemen is the exact way how you make this team a Super Bowl caliber team. Cardinals getting Ahmad Gardner. It's crazy that he's fallen that far, but I love it. I love that fit right there. It's a perfect fit. Just getting Myjai Sanders here out of Cincinnati. Can't complain. You know, he's a damn good talent, but I just don't really think he's that great. Again, I think there's guys. Well, I mean, obviously you went after a corner with the second overall pick in Derek Stingley. You know, this is exactly what I was saying. Hey, look out for getting a guy like Trent McDuffie later on. This would have been perfect. This would have been a much better value if you went Evan Neal and Trent McDuffie rather than Myjai as well as Derek Stingley. You guys can fight me on that. I feel I'd be perfectly happy to disagree with you guys. Also, another place they can go, Jalen Catalon, Jordan Battle, really good safety class, man. This is an excellent defensive back class. Packers getting Jalen Catalon. I think they need the most help with their edge talent because, I mean, there's a good chance that Preston Smith leaves. Jalen Catalon, I can't complain. He is unbelievable. You guys know how much I've loved him from the beginning. That's why I do these videos, so I don't seem like a freaking fake when I end up loving a player that ends up being good. You guys know I am a huge fan of Jalen Catalon. If I could, I'd include him probably in the top 15 of every draft. Next, Browns getting Garrett Wilson. That would be excellent. That'd be excellent. Like, the Browns need any more talent, right? But to be honest, he would be perfect to sit and continue to grow in this Browns offense. I think that, again, linebacker would be a really good spot as well. If the Browns feel comfortable with JOK, you can go after best player available. It's just Garrett Wilson. Ravens getting Akeem Ekwonu. I think it's a really good fit. I just personally like Sean Ryan a lot. I think he works really well as a guard as well as a tackle. Same thing with Akeem or Akem. There's just a lot to – I just didn't really like him as a tackle. Didn't really think he could play very well. That doesn't really matter, though. He's a really good fit for the Ravens. I can't complain about that pick whatsoever. Bills getting Trent McDuffie. That's another damn steal of a pick. Dolphins getting Penning here. Ooh. So, actually, funnily enough, I wrote up an article, and the draft order was so stupid for it. It was based on the ESPN standings, and, of course, at number 32 was the team that was 3-0, the Raiders. Regardless, the way the draft fell, Trevor Penning went to the Cincinnati Bengals around, like, pick 27. It's just the tackle class isn't that great, so you're willing to take a shot on somebody with an extremely high ceiling like Penning. Very light on his feet, moves, and is able to pancake anybody in his way. I would not want this pick if I were the Dolphins, though, because I think you need a proven talent. I go Sean Ryan here, someone who can stand up to power. The fact that Trevor Penning is able to he's so light on his feet, I wonder if that might affect him and his anchor versus NFL level power, because there's just not enough tape on him to see how consistent he is with that. Still, love the potential in Trevor Penning. I personally would go probably a guy like Nick Benito in the spot, or a guy like Christian Harris, Devin Lloyd. Next, Treylon Burks. Yeah, you guys know I do that exact pick. It's a really good pick. He's been lighting it up. Chiefs, Jahan Dotson. I just don't think the Chiefs need more speed. Again, they tried to trade up for Henry Ruggs a couple years ago, so they have shown that they still want to improve their speed. They do need a third wide receiver, brought Josh Gordon on, but I think that getting a bigger guy like Drake London might be a perfect guy in that slot zone. You know, I just don't know if Jahan Dotson's worth bringing onto the squad, given the fact that you have then 3 of your top receivers at the exact same time. Scary, thinking about all that speed. I would just say might not be the best option overall, especially if you go up against a team that can mitigate speed pretty well. Buccaneers getting Perrion Winfrey here as well. I don't think there's 3 interior defensive linemen that's worth being a first-round pick, especially given their WAR and the value down the line. I mean, you can just find dudes out of freaking nowhere. You can trade a 5th-round pick and get a top-end defensive tackle. Don't think that that's really worth it at that spot. I would look at a guy like Darian Kendrick at this spot. Someone who has personality issues, but damn, if he's able to play, he's going to light it up in this league. He's going to be great. Mikael Wright, apart from Ohio State, has been doing great. He's been sticking like right on people's hips, not grabbing nearly as much as I thought he would. Has a lot of potential there. You know, there again, Sean Ryan, another guy who could be a really good left tackle replacement in the future here, or even a guard, somebody who has a lot of potential. I understand you're trying to fill that void where Ndamukong Suh is. Might not be right to reach in that point, though. Just thinking, overall, I actually really like this draft, though. Jordan Reid did a very good job here. I had a couple picks that I did not like at all, but hey, for a mock draft, this is some good stuff here. Like, it actually seems like he knows what he's talking about. Trevor Penning had some issues with that. Majai, I can't complain. Like, there's no picks that were stupid here. Karlaftis was one of them where I was like, I understand there's some hype here, and it also feels like a Raiders pick. Overall, this is very, very good, especially for an organization's mock draft. So let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.